Hello.
Hello, Nick. Please take a seat.
Okay.
So, Nick, how are you today?
I'm okay, I guess. I've been having kind of a rough week lately.
Rough week? What's been going on?
Well, I've been having some problems with, like, my parents, mostly. There's like a lot of things, I don't know. I don't even know where to begin, really.
Okay, well, we'll take it slow, and you're telling me that you're having some issues with your parents. Are there a lot of issues, or is it one specific thing?
I mean, there's a lot of issues, but like the biggest one right now that I'm going through is that they pretty much treat me like a kid, and I'm 28 years old, and I want to leave. I want to get out of the house. I really just want to go. I mean, I've been back living with my parents for the last 3 months, and my dad's already asked me to leave like multiple times. He treats me like I'm some kind of blight on the house.
Blight? Could you clarify a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, like, he basically thinks that I try to take over the house every time I come, and that it's his house. He's, like the king of the castle, whatever, and it's just, he thinks that I'm trying to, like, seize control over the house for some reason. I don't want that. I want to get my own place, and I want a comfortable living situation while I'm there, but he doesn't seem to understand that.
Okay, so you're back living with your parents again, and you feel like your parents are treating you as if you are a child. Well,
yes, that is part of it, but I think it goes a little bit deeper than that, because I really hate being constantly accused of like trying to shake things up all the time, But by shaking things up, all I'm asking for is like decent human respect, and I'm not getting that. I'm being talked down on. I'm being treated like some kind of object or a servant that is just there to clean whenever they want me to clean, and it's just like anything that he, like, go run to the grocery store right now. Well, you're living in my house right now, and it's my house, my rules, and I just don't, and it makes me feel like just a piece of meat, like an object, and I'm a person.
You feel as if they're treating you like a slave or an errand boy, and you kind of feel as if that because of the situation that you're in, that you're back at home, that they still may see you as their little boy, which is it's common for most parents, and it's difficult sometimes for them to realize when their son, a boy, becomes more responsible. They're not a little kid anymore, and it is really sometimes very difficult for the parent to see when that change happens, even though you may be showing the signs that you are fully capable of taking care of yourself. And I believe maybe that you coming back into the house, you mentioned that your dad was feeling as if you were trying to take control over the house. And I could see it being a little territorial thing, perhaps, with your father. I'm not 100% sure.
Somewhat. My biggest problem is the fact that he always has to yell about everything, okay? And I hate yelling. I really, I think that anything can be resolved by talking about it, but he doesn't believe in talking about things. He just thinks that I should just listen and shut up. And that's the problem, because living in an environment like that is not healthy for me, and I need to get out of it, okay? Because I just feel pushed away by this. I don't believe in having to yell ever, and he's always yelling about everything. And if it's not me, it's somebody. He's yelling at my mom, he's yelling at my sister, he's yelling at my brother, okay? It's hard for me to watch that, personally, and it's draining on me. and you know, I really just want to get independent and leave, but I don't even know how I'm going to do that when I'm just constantly worried about watching my back and then worrying about everybody else getting yelled at and then worrying about everyone in the house now thinking that I'm somehow trying to shake things up just because, like, I don't jump when he says jump.
Oh, so you see it as in the conflict between you and your father, that you want to resolve things by talking, and you feel that you're incapable of talking things out with him. You feel that he is always the dominant, this is my house, I am the quote-unquote alpha male, and that you should abide to whatever he says. And I can see how that you being a little bit resistant to that may have, may put the other members of your family in the way of his.
Because they just shut up and do whatever he says just to shut him up. Nobody actually likes it. Nobody actually accepts his brand of love. It's just that they don't fight it, okay? And I don't try to fight it. It's just that I don't communicate to him like that, okay? I don't say, okay, I try to talk to him about it. I try to understand what he's actually saying. And because of that, he thinks it's arguing. Because it's not a command that I'm following like a dog.
So because you may have some questions as to the specifics of what he's asking you to do, you're just trying to clarify to say, hey, I just want to make sure that
then
I'm
he calls me
this.
dumb.
And then he takes it as in you being resistant or defiant,
right.
And then he degrades you for it.
Correct.
I'm really just sorry to hear that, Nick. I really am. And it can be very tough on individuals living in that kind of environment. And you had mentioned you noticed it yourself that it's not the healthiest situation for you, and I can see that. You also mentioned to me that you're just trying to regroup at home for right now. You're back there trying to get things together so you can get your own independence, correct?
Right.
What are some steps that you feel you would need to take to accomplish this goal?
Well, so far what I've started to do is just look into like resources from like the Department of Health and Human Services, whether it be food stamps or assisted rent, because I only make like $400 a month, and that's not enough to live off of. But I can't give up school either, and so I'm gonna go to the office. I already got an application, filled it out, so I was going to take that tomorrow and talk to them about that and see what my options are. I don't know if I can get anything. If I can't get any kind of government assistance, I don't know what to do, though. I don't even know what the next step would be.
Would you like me to use some of the resources that I have to see if there's any financial aid available that could give you some assistance?
That would be great.
All right. Well, I will do that. I'll talk to a couple of people. I'll see if there's something that we could do to make things a little easier for you.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Is there anything else that you'd like to talk about today?
No, I mean, everything else can wait. Right now I just need to figure out what I'm going to do as far as my security is concerned. I think everything else can wait until that's taken care of anyway.
Yeah. Well, as of right now, today we mentioned, we've been talking about your home situation and the difficulties with your father and the dynamics of your family. And every family is different. Every family has their own issues and their own ways of living together. And especially when you leave the family and you're gone for a while and you come back into the similar situation, it can throw you off a little bit. It can make you a little upset. But at least you do have a plan. You have a goal set. And you can come back next session, and we'll talk a little bit more, and we'll keep in track, and we'll keep you on the right goal and on the right track.
All right, thank you.
All right. Well, thank you, Nick.